Hi crafters, Amy here, and I have a super fun card to share with you using one of my favorite techniques, Stencil and Emboss. Now this brand new stencil is called Yuletide Floral. I'm going to combine it with a couple of the new colors from Catherine Pooler, On the Lake and With an Olive. And here I also have an embossing folder. You guys know I love these from Altenew. And here are a couple photos of the finished card to show you the direction that we're headed. I'm so pleased with how this turned out, and I'm excited to show you how I made it. So let's jump right in. Now to start, I'm going to do some very simple ink blending right over on a panel of cardstock. This is 120 pound accent opaque, and this is the Yuletide Floral. So this is part of the November release. You could certainly make this holiday, but I wanted to show the versatility of it and kind of go and use it in a completely different way to make this birthday card. So I have my teal blending brush and a green blending brush, and I'm just basically going to start ink blending with these colors. But as you'll see in a moment, I do decide to use my smaller blending brushes from the Rabbit Hole Designs because I felt like it worked better to kind of get into the little nooks and crannies and the fun little elements of this design. So these are my little blending brushes. They're from the same company that I get the big ones. I'll link them below with any other products if you're interested in it. But basically these just gave me a little bit more control. So I decided to come in with that with an olive for the little center of all these blooms. And I'm just kind of messily going through. I'm not really trying to stay right in the center because I know I'll be coming in over it with the blue color. So I wasn't super worried about it. Now, obviously I have it sped up, but it really didn't take that long to do. Now I have the blue brush here, or the teal one, and I'm going to go through and kind of get just the bloom portion of it. So I'm trying to avoid the center a little bit, but again, I'm not being too persnickety about it here. I'm not too worried about it. So it didn't take that long. I just kind of went around the circle shape of all the flower blooms and kind of worked over this design before I go to the next step on the card. So like I said, this has kind of a holiday theme in the name, but obviously this doesn't look holiday related at all. You could absolutely switch it up with all different colors to create all different looks. And I just was so enamored with the stencil and the set when it came out. So now the November release, there are loads of fabulous new stencils plus a new stamp. So be sure to check that out. And if you do use my coupon AmyFan10, you'll save 10% on your complete order at checkout. Or there is also the option of what's called the Master Creator Bundle. If you want to have the entire collection at an even bigger discount, I will link that below. But you can get that whole collection for 20% off. So be sure to follow my link if you do that, because I'll get credit for it at no additional cost to you. And that's a great way to help support me and my channel if you find my videos useful. So I'm just going to close this all up, remove the magnets from my glass mat, and show you this amazing design. I was just so giddy when I saw this. I thought it looked so cool. Okay, so now I'm going to take it a step further. Now this is the embossing portion. This is dry embossing with a 3D embossing folder from Altenew. This one is called Tiled Chevron, I believe. This was my first time using it. And I do like to spritz the back of the cardstock. If you use a water reactive ink, make sure you do the back. But I decided to die cut it down with this really cool stitched rectangle die from LDRS Creative. It's another small business in Michigan, so I'll link those as well. But I'm going to use this water and carefully spritz the back as to not get any water on the front because I don't want to activate that ink. But what this does is it allows kind of the drama to take hold on the fibers of your paper. It really helps the paper kind of meld around it. Now it's not necessary. You absolutely can do it without it, but I find that it really does help kind of take on that design. So this gives a really cool unexpected element to your card. You can see, especially when you turn it to the side, you can really see the drama. So here I have this Fatty McGee roll of foam tape from scrapbook.com. I usually prefer the 1-inch, but it's been out of stock for so long that I finally just gave in and got the 2-inch. Now, as you'll see in a moment, I'm about to fiddle with trying to fill up the back of this. If I was smart, I would have done, simple math calculation in my head and started from the shorter end of the paper, and it would have been a lot easier. But, math isn't really my friend. I'm a bit of a creative, right-minded, don't really do that great with math, so wasn't thinking it through. But anyway, I made it work. Just had to kind of cut a bunch of little fiddly bits of this extremely sticky foam tape, and that allowed me to get some dimension on that panel. So I'm going to basically put that down right on the A2 size panel. That's US A2 size, so 4¼ inches by 5½. Yeah, so here you could see that I'm just cutting a million little pieces and then filling in more little pieces, and yeah, there's a better way to do it. I'm sure you guys would do it much smarter than me, but whatever, it got the job done. So after I'm done fiddling with this, I will remove the backing pieces and place that down on the card base. So the card panel and the card base are both accent opaque. It's 120 pound. I always link it. I get it from Amazon when it's available, but I will tell you, I don't know when it's going to be available again. It's one of those things that just really comes and goes. So if you're interested in this particular paper, it might be a little hard to get your hands on. I know I struggle myself, but I do have some of it for now, so that's what I'm using for the time being. So here is my sentiment book. This is where I store a bunch of die cut sentiments that are ready to go. This is how I'm able to save time and batch a bunch of cards, because I'm a batch and Betty. So I'm kind of going through, I like this glittery cardstock. I'm kind of thinking initially like, hey, maybe I'll do a hey girl card, but as you saw, I ended up deciding to make it a celebrate card. So, but I did really like that glittery cardstock. So I think that is the same cardstock that I ended up using the Celebrate die cut. See, here's the girl. It's so fun. That's a Concord and Ninth, I think, but really fun. I love that. Anyway, that'll be for a future card. So I keep flipping through, seeing what my options are. I do always end up needing a bunch of birthday cards and thank you cards, so that would have been nice. That was the thanks, I think, is discontinued. That was Tailored Expressions. But popping through my options here, got Hey You. Really kind of not sure what direction I'm going to go. So these are baseball card pocket protector sheets. This is what I store them all in. I do have two different variations. I have one that has like a little lip that kind of holds everything in and one that doesn't. And if you've seen any of my videos where I talk about it, they both kind of have their uses. Here's the one I went with. So this is a Celebrate die from Catherine Pooler, and I have some gold blingage here. I think I got from... yeah, I would have gotten that from Mary Kay at Colorful Life Designs, because she'll include blingage in your orders. Super nice little extra. But I have the Celebrate glued down, and I'm just putting down some blingage and odd numbers across the front of the card, and that's going to finish the design. So super easy, but no lacking in drama between the amazing details of that stencil and the bright, colorful new colors and the dimension from the embossing. It's always a winner. It always looks like you put so much effort into it, when in reality, it really didn't take much, just some simple ink blending. Oh my goodness, simple ink blending. And then you can run it through your embossing folder to take it up a notch. So thank you so much for spending time with me. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please hit the thumbs up. Be sure to check out the rest of the fabulous new release. You won't regret it. And I will catch you next time. Bye.